At some point during unemployment, you realize it's not just about the job anymore. It's about what losing that job did to you. If you watched my last video, you know how bad it got. The 2 p.m. slump, the empty fridge, the quiet phone. So this video is about what happened after that, how I started getting out of it. I've been trying to show up flawed, inconsistent, but enough to feel like myself again. The first thing I had to accept was this. I lost 10 years worth of built-up structure. Because when you have a job, your life has edges. You wake up for something. You move with a reason. Without it, time just opens up. And if you're not careful, it starts swallowing you. So I had to do something. First, I stopped trying to stay busy and started rebuilding structure on purpose. A full routine never worked for me, and besides, I didn't want to feel like I was at work without being at work. I did it a bit different and simple. Wake up at the same time, shower even if I had nowhere to go, and leave the house once. That's it. Some days I ignored all of this and did none of it, but the days I did felt different, and that was enough to keep going. The second thing I changed was how I approached job hunting. Because at some point, applying for jobs stopped feeling productive. Getting rejections on repeat can kill your morale and make you give up altogether. So I put boundaries around it, 2 to 3 hours a day max. After that, I had a hard stop. No just one more application. No spiraling through job boards at midnight. Because I realized something. If you let job searching take over your whole day, it will take over your whole mind. I'm going to be honest here and say this almost didn't work for me. There were days I still stayed in bed, still avoided everything, still felt like I was falling behind. And some of these days spanned to weeks. But even on those days, I tried to do one small thing. One application, one step outside. Even just a shower and a healthy meal is all I needed to do on some days. Because doing nothing makes the spiral worse. But doing something, even small, breaks it. The hardest part, though, was identity. Because when your job disappears, it takes your proof with it. Proof that you're moving forward, progressing in life, that you're doing something, that you matter in a certain way. So I had to separate those things. I stopped asking, what do I do? And started asking, who am I without my job? What do I enjoy? What still feels like me? What doesn't disappear just because my job did? And slowly, I started rebuilding from there. Slowly by slowly, things started feeling different. I had just a little more energy, enough to get out of bed without a fight, enough to cook instead of skipping meals, enough to show up slightly better in interviews. And that's when it hit me. You don't fix your life first and then feel better. You feel a little better, and that helps you fix your life. I know that's easier said than done, but I had to try this every single day before I saw any change. I also had to change how I talk to myself, because that voice in your head during unemployment, it's ruthless. You're behind. You're wasting time. This won't work. Everyone else is moving forward. I didn't try to silence it. I just stopped treating it like the truth. Every time I experienced these thoughts, I wrote them down. Then I did some brain rewiring exercises. For example, if I wrote, "You're behind," I would rewire my brain by thinking the positive. It would go something like, life is not a race. I am on time in my own life. Things will happen at the right time. On time. Every time. See? This changes how you see things and totally shifts any negative thoughts that you may have. And one more thing that made a real difference, I stopped isolating. But I became selective. Because to be honest, not every interaction helps. Some conversations drain you. Some make you feel smaller. So I leaned into the people who made me feel normal again. For those who I couldn't move away from, I told them when what they were saying was not helpful. This helped them become more mindful of what they said to me about this phase of my life. Hey, I'm going to be completely transparent on some things. This didn't fix everything. I still had bad days. I still doubted myself. I still had moments where it all felt heavy again. But I wasn't stuck anymore. And that's the difference. If you're in that place right now, start small. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need clarity. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need something to hold on to. One action, one small win, and then build from there. And hey, some days it's totally okay to sit in your feelings. Allow yourself to feel all the emotions that come. Talk to a therapist or someone you trust if you feel like you can't take it anymore. But don't stay there, because unemployment will try to convince you that you're stuck. You're not. You're just in between versions of yourself. I hope this video encouraged you to keep strong if you are going through a season of joblessness. And hey, could you leave a positive note for someone who might need it in the comments? See you on the next one.